Glad to have you here. Welcome to the fam. Today we're going to be discussing why I think Pokemon Sword and Shield are going to have amazing stories. We don't know everything about them, but with proven leaks, official videos, and information from the Pokemon website, we can piece together the possible story. If you've ever seen the interviews from the developers, you can see that they talk about the story revolving about being the very best. And this shows in the Pokemon League. And I am not kidding you. This is so different from the other games in that it's set up like you're fighting in the anime. I mean, the very ending, you go through a series of battles known as the Championship Cup, and you're facing off against rivals and other people you met in there to get the chance to face the champion. And it's so different. I think that's going to be amazing. But to get into that, you have to go through the gym challenge. And everybody knows you go battle the gym, blah, blah, blah. But it's different because you can't go into any gym and go, hey, I'm a 10-year-old, let me fight you. You cannot challenge a gym unless you get an endorsement. And you can't get an endorsement without getting it from someone on the committee for Galar or getting it from a gym leader, which means that it's so specific and it's so centered around companies and commerce. I mean, if you look at people's logos and stuff, they've got company logos on them, and it's so ingrained into the Galar mind. It's set up like any kind of sport, like football, soccer, etc. It's really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you get a stadium full of people watching Godzilla-like battles. Now, this leads me to my other thing. The committee itself is a big factor into this. The committee is run by Chairman Rose, and and one of the persons on the committee is the Secretary Olenia. Now, she's a secretary at the committee, but she's actually the vice president to Chairman Rose's company. And Chairman Rose is a big corporation in Galar. And it's crazy that a corporation is running the Galar region's Pokemon League. And it's even weirder that Chairman Rose is responsible for the whole Dynamax phenomena in the sense that he made it popularized and stuff and into battling. And it's got this whole big corporation versus the world. Maybe you're looking at Chairman Rose trying to control the whole Galar region. You don't know. It's interesting. There's theories like that. Another thing that makes it interesting is the rivals in the game. You have 3 of them this time. We knew about Hop at the beginning, like a How kind of character, your friendly rival. But he was unique in the fact that his older brother, Leon, is the champion. So there was this dynamic that Hop is trying to face his brother to show him that he can stand on his 2 feet, and he wants to try and be better than his brother to show him that he can do something. I mean, there's that passion you can see that would develop into the story, and it's gonna make it amazing. And then there's your rival Bede. Bede is unique in that he's like our blue or silver rival. And that's what a lot of people have been waiting for, is that antagonizing rival. You can see it in the way that he looks and acts. You feel like he's gonna beat your head in and call you dumb because you're dumb. You know what I mean? Or even if you're not dumb. And he feels like you're gonna take off onto this journey trying to outwit each other and it's just gonna be awesome. I can already tell. Just it's the way he dresses, it's the way he acts. The other person is Marnie. Now, Marnie's unique in the fact that she's kind of, I think a lot of people call her like Gladion. She's got specific goals. Like she stands out because she's not like set up to be just this push away character. She's involved in the story of battling, and she's got this hidden personality. I mean, she's got wild fans who try to stop you at every whim, and that's interesting because normally we have a Pokemon game with a real bad guy who tries and beats you, but it doesn't seem that way. Like, Marnie's wild fans do not seem like the type that they're out to like control the world or anything. More along the lines that they just want her to win because they follow her ideals and the way she dresses. I mean, if you look at Marnie stands out to me honestly as one of the most interesting characters because the way that she dresses shows that she goes against or rebels against society's norms. And if you look at the Galar region as a whole, it's a very industrial, corporate, sponsored place. I mean, you can see it on all the clothing, on all the writing on the walls of the gyms. And I think, and this is my conjecture on this, I think that Marnie is trying to stop all that. That might be part of her big plan, is that she wants to face off against the companies that are controlling more and more of Galar. And it might be that, but it also might be that she knows something about Galar's biggest company, Chairman Rose's company, that basically owns the Pokemon League. And I mean, they even endorsed the freaking Pokemon champion. And so they might have Leon under their control, and it's so weird to hear that. But it might be like kind of us fighting against the big corporations that are trying to take over. It might be that. Now, hear me out. I think it's going to be interesting because I think Olenia is going to be the bad guy at the end of this whole thing. I think that Chairman Rose is actually a good guy, and I think that Olenia is the bad guy. And I think that Olenia is Veed's mother. I mean, look at their hair color, look at the way that they look. I mean, they both have smug attitudes. It kind of matches. And I might be like, I might be wrong on the fact maybe Chairman Rose is really the bad guy, but I think it's one of those things where since Olenia runs basically the company herself, maybe she's trying to overthrow Chairman Rose and take control of the entire Galar region. Because at this point, Chairman Rose endorsed Leon, and he is the champion and controls it, whereas Olenia is giving out endorsements to Veed, and I have a feeling that she wants her son, we're going to say that, to take control so she can take control of the company. Or she wants somebody else to become the champion so that she gains the power from that. But it's all conjecture. It could be Chairman Rose wants the power as well. I think this dynamic of you versus this corporation is interesting. Now, they have to have something to do with Gigantamaxing and Dynamaxing, and I think that's going to tie in with the legendaries. And if you've ever seen that the video, there in the mountain, there is a picture of some being holding up a sun or something. And I mean, it's all conjecture, but I'm assuming that the Pokemon Eternius, which is said in the leak, is probably going to be one of the main reasons why Galar has Dynamaxing and nobody else does. I mean, it's so unique. Even the website says it's the only place where you can Dynamax, and it's only in specific gyms and in specific other places, like in the wild area. And it begs the question, why is that? You know, and how did the chairman actually figure this out? You know, there's so many possibilities. And it's so interesting that, you know, it could go many different ways, but it's turning out to be a really good story, and I can't wait to play it. Honestly, there are so many possibilities, and I hope to see you all there, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm glad to have you here. Take care.